Hey everybody, today is another exciting day here at OK 4-Wheel Drive. We are working on our Tundra. Our Tundra is built out with the Alu-Cab ModCap family camper, and today we're going to be adding goose gear storage inside. Let's get started. First thing you're going to notice right off the bat is that this is their new system. This is their lighter weight system, just cubbies, no drawer modules. So this is going to be lighter storage, simpler storage, but just as easy to install as their previous setups. I do already have the base plates in the back of the Tundra, so that part is done. So yeah, I'm gonna grab a front utility base and a rear and just kind of suss it out, make sure it all fits where we want it, and then we can kind of go from there and start building this thing up. So as I was opening everything, I was labeling it the same label that was on the packaging. That way I can just grab it and get it exactly where it's supposed to be. So right now I'm just opening the hardware and these are all labeled, so I'm literally just gonna open them up, keep it with the packaging. I just want to get my eyes on everything and make sure I have everything I need. I got all my hardware laid out. I can just kind of start from the bottom up. So I'm going to start with these utility packs of bolts and washers and nuts and everything, and get the plates in, get the face on, and then we'll get to the top. So this is where we're going to start. So the way it works is we're going to have a small cabinet in the rear, and then we're going to have a large cubby in front of that. I got my rear utility hardware here, get that loosely into place, get the front loosely into place, and yeah, just keep plugging along. Yeah, so like I was saying, right now we're not tightening anything. Everything is just loosely getting put into place so we can make sure it all fits with each other the way it should, the way it's designed. What we're doing is we're creating a bench across both sides of the truck. So I need to get the height right because the new Goose Gear setup is super adjustable. There's a bunch of, you can see there's a bunch of tracks here, and there's also a bunch of holes in the base plate here, so you can adjust your height depending on what vehicle you have. So if I set the top of the bench first, then I know exactly where I need to be on all these micro adjustments. All right, so you can see I have the top plate loosely in place. This can slide forward and back. So now I can kind of get this exactly where I want it. And then I got the base plate in place, and you can see we're gonna bring this up to wherever level is. Mirror that on the cubby in front and just keep moving our way around. All right, so we got the rear module put into place. Now I'm going to get the cubby squared away. That guy's gonna slide right in here. We're gonna count the holes so we get the height exactly the same here on this bracket, so we can get the height the same on the cubby. And yeah, just keep on moving. These little guys here go into the channel of the ModCap. They're a little finicky, but once you get them threaded, they stay put. Getting one is started is easy, but getting that second one is a little tricky. All right, so they're in loose. Now I'll grab the top plate will go on, get these started here, then we'll snug it all up. That one goes there. All right, so you can see on the cubby side, the panel has that honeycomb design. So we opted for the metal plate that goes behind the honeycomb design. It keeps it clean, keeps it nice and finished looking. I do actually like it when you can see through, because if someone's out by your truck and you say, hey, can you go grab my camp chair? It's in the cubby. They can come in and look and see through this, and they'll see, oh, there's a camp chair in there. This is the one I need, rather than having to go through each of the latches and find which product they're looking for. So one thing I do like about that is the transparency, but obviously this way it looks nice and clean and finished. All right, so we got done with the passenger side. Now it's time for the driver. We're gonna start with the rearmost utility box and then work our way forward. So when it comes time to install the base plates, you're gonna use the module hardware. So there's the utility hardware, that's for the top piece of birch and the faces, and the module hardware kit is for the plates that go into the Goose Gear base plate. Got it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count the amount of holes that I have visible on the passenger side, and I'm going to copy that over on the driver's side so I can get the front plate exactly where I want it. So I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 5 visible holes. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got the whole rear panel in place. Everything's loose. We're gonna leave it like this. Now I'm gonna grab the front panel and the top. I'm gonna deal with these little brackets again. So we'll get these guys into place and then start putting it together. So we got the base plate brackets in place. They're not exactly where they're supposed to be yet. So I'm gonna try things a little differently. I'm gonna put the front panel in place first. Same spot we have here. So I wanna get those in place and then we'll drop the panel on and see how it goes. And you can figure out easily which direction it goes with these grooves here. So what these do is these act as a platform to make a lower bed platform. So you can order from Goose Gear bed platforms that will lock into place, and you'll get 3 of them, and that'll make a nice platform, and then you just throw a sleeping pad on top of it. So this goes towards the outside of the vehicle, these go towards the inside, and 3 bolts, and here we go. So I'm going to try to get them as close to each other as I can so there's a nice seam. So now I'll just go underneath and try to line up all the brackets. All right, that's what we got. All right, so to access this guy, and obviously we still have to tighten this whole cubby. So this guy's coming off, and then we'll start just tightening all the way down. So I have the bases tight, I have the top plates in the back tight, I have the brackets that hold the top plates in place tight. So now we're just gonna run down the front of both of these, and then we are done. So the rearmost storage is done, so we can put the base plate on, and this guy is all finished. What's nice about this guy is that since we have the battery on this side, now we have access to our battery if there was ever an issue. So really nice addition. All right, so that is going to do it for our new Goose Gear interior in our Tundra with our ModCap and family camper. This stuff is just super nice because what it does is it gives you a dedicated place to store all of your gear. If you're doing like seats and chairs in one, and clothing in one, and then cooking in one, you know, it just gives you a place to put all of your equipment, so then you can just leave it in there. Every time you want to go camping, it's already there. It's just turnkey rather than being like, oh, I gotta go grab all my stuff to go camping. Next steps is we already ran a wire for a fridge, so I'm gonna grab our National Luna fridge, and that is gonna go right here and kind of make this U shape. We do have a bulkhead that does bolt into the Goose Gear as well. We don't quite need it because we want to run our fridge here, so that allows us to slide our fridge a little bit further back and give us a nice living space. And we don't have anything to need to access through that bulkhead. We don't have a battery up here. Our battery is over by the GP Factor setup over there. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a like. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.